Welcome back. It's Melanie, or She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using the Fresh Bouquet collection from Crate Paper. I only have a little bit of this left, and originally for this layout I thought I was going to dig into my Felicity Jane stash, but I wanted a collection that kind of had some black because of the title I want to use. So these are the two photos I am using. The one I took while my grandma was in the nursing home, and then I had taken that photo and then went to her house for something and was looking through her scrapbook actually, and found the picture of her, my mom, and I, from a while ago, and we happened to be in the same position in the photo as the one that I had just taken at the nursing home. And so I took a picture of the picture and knew that I was going to kind of scrapbook a then and now. And so I was kind of trying to figure out where the title was going to come from, if I was going to use my alphas for it or what. And in the Discover and Create collection from Vicki Boutin, she actually has a title that is Then and Now. And so I think it was supposed to be Now and Then, but it works for me in these photos to flip-flop it for Then and Now. So that is kind of why I wanted to have some sort of black in the collection I used. And then I saw the florals that I have, the big kind of foam flowers in this collection, and knew I wanted to use that because some of them are black and white. So you can see that I dovetailed that pink paper and made that kind of quite large, but I wanted my photos to both sit on that, and so that's why it had to be so wide. And then the blue paper behind it is actually a 6x8 paper and just worked out nice. It's a smaller pattern because it is the 6x8 paper, and so just wanted to incorporate kind of another pattern in there as well. So here's the title, and I'm just kind of placing them where I think they will go. I did pop both photos up on foam tape, and I did that because of the foam flowers from the collection. I knew that if I was going to layer them, I needed my photos to be popped up a little bit, so I could get those flowers underneath. I have the chipboard stickers as well, and I am not going to lie, this is the worst chipboard sticker sheet I've ever had. The stickiness on the back is different. I don't know. I don't like to complain, but I forgot, like I've used it, and when I went back to use it this layout, I was like, oh yeah, this is like awful. I don't know how to even describe it, but it's not good. So I did end up adding a lot of my own tape to the chipboard pieces that I use. So I did kind of, I don't know, this cluster down at the bottom. I think I had a bigger vision maybe of using more of the foam flowers, but they're so large that it is really hard to layer them because they're so thick too. So I do end up only using a couple down at the bottom, but then end up adding one to the top. And I like how those leaves kind of round around the photo a little bit. So I did add that, added quite a few different elements to the bottom cluster as well. Really liked this black camera. Again, wanting to incorporate black somewhere else besides my title. And so I felt like that camera really brought in a nice, I guess, chunk of black. I did have to add some foam tape at the bottom because, again, I'm layering it on top of that foam flower there. I have some flares from Scrap and Happy Studio that I thought maybe would match, and so I am going to end up using a couple of those. The canvas ones are a little thick, and because, again, I layered them on top of that foam flower at the top, I had to add a some foam tape to that as well. So this is a thicker layout, which I don't love because then it just is so bulky in the album. But there were just so many pieces that I wanted to incorporate. So between the chipboard and the foam flowers, the flares, you can see I did add a bow. I think I popped that up on some foam tape as well. I just wanted to spruce up the title a little bit. So I added the bow, added a mini flare from Scrap and Happy Studio there. From the title stickers from Discover and Create, there were a couple of phrase stickers that I used, and I just added one to that top cluster. I think that one says remember. And so I don't know, I would have never imagined I would use so much of the Discover and Create collection on a layout like this. But the sentiments just worked. I added one to the bottom cluster as well. And now I'm just adding things to the clusters, more flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. But then that camera kind of seemed, I don't know, out of place almost by itself up there. So then I had to kind of figure out what to add to that. And then the bow and the flare above the title too is only a cluster of 2, and so I felt like I needed to add something up there as well. So I went into my stash. I have some freckled fawn pieces, so I'm adding another chipboard phrase sticker to the camera at the bottom, and then at the top I still felt like I needed something, and so I go back into my stash and find hearts from Freckled Fawn as well, I believe. And it was just a really pretty pink. It matched really well, and so I do kind of scatter some of those hearts throughout the clusters just to kind of finish off the clusters a little bit. So that is actually going to finish off the layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. I will see if any of the pieces are available from the Fresh Bouquet collection, and then maybe I'll tag the Discover and Create collection down below as well. If you are interested in that one, check that one out. It's a great one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.